Hey everyone, it's Maldonado, and I am creating with the April kits today, and I'm going to make some cards using the main kit, the embellishment kit, and I'm going to make this card, but I'm going back to October, and I'm going to grab out the Color Story kit from October, and it comes with the stencils, a die, a stamp, and I'm going to use that on the front of my first card. I actually use it on the second card too, but I decided to use my little mini Misty, I think is what it's called, and I have a terrible glare there, but I want to emboss it with some white embossing powder, and so I'm showing you that process. Of course, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I am just going to share some tips that I've learned from watching other people. So I do stamp it twice. Actually 3 times, I think, with the Versamark to make sure it's on there pretty good. But before that, I used a powder tool to brush the paper so that the loose embossing would not stick there. Stick where I didn't want it. Anyway, so this October color kit has 3 stencils, and I chose some colors that I thought would be pretty for my first card. And I'm going to use a bunch of green and blue for the stems. The mixture is just spectacular. The green was a little light, and the blue, of course, was a little blue, but the mixture really made a very pretty leaf. So, and the best part about this, it comes with a die cut. There's no fussy cutting, although I could have just used that stamp set on a pre-cut piece of paper, and it would have been gorgeous. So I grabbed out some newsprint paper from this current month of April, and I used that as the background of my card. And I did use foam tape on everything because if you've seen any of my videos, I use foam tape for everything. And there's some more foam tape. So I just put it on the card base, and super simple card, and it's creative because you can make any kind of color you want. Like this purple one. And for this one, I'm just using VersaFine black ink so that it doesn't, was it VersaFine? I think, or stays on ink so that it doesn't smudge. And I'm going to use the stamp from this month, the textured stamp, and of course the October Color Story kit again for the front of this card, but I'm going to make it in purple. And because I use the black Versamark instead of white embossing powder, I'm going to use a black background because I think the black really pops through, coming out through the purple on this card. I'm not showing you the complete process because you've just seen it all once. You don't really probably need to see it again. So I did cut quite a bit here. Sorry about that, but I just want to make sure that you see what's important and how this card is coming along. So for the base of that paper, I want to use that new textured stamp that I showed you a minute ago. Using black again, and you got to really put some equal pressure on here to make sure that you get it everywhere. I missed in the middle and had to stamp it again, but it's really a beautiful background stamp. And in this kit are these clear stickers, and those looked really cute popping out from behind my purple flower on top of that purplish pinkish paper. So I just added a few of those that would stick out and be sporadic. Of course, I used foam tape behind the purple flower, and I added a sentiment, but it needed something, so I wrapped black twine that I had on hand around the card a couple of times, tied a knot down low, and my card was pretty much done. So I moved on to the third, and this one's really pretty. The most simple card here. I'm letting this black and white floral paper from April call the shots. I tried to cover the flowers from that paper with a flower that might have been very similar or coordinate. So you see I set a bunch of flowers around. I do change it. I mix it up. I move it around. I change it. But all I'm doing is placing them where I think it'll be really pretty and colorful and equal around the whole block. And I just use foam tape, pop it all up, and I have a card, and I trim off what might be hanging over. I like that look a lot. So you're not trying to keep it all on the page, but then I add foam tape, and the front of the card is done, and it's made really with just the ephemera that comes in the main kit. So I add a sentiment in the center of this one, a few enamels, which I did add to the others as well, and this card is done. I love it. everything that I'm using here is going to be way down in the description. I won't leave anything out, so you'll know exactly what I used and what you need to go grab, especially that October color kit. Look how pretty that is. Anyway, I would love it if you made a comment here. It helps me. I'd love it if you liked it. Maybe subscribe to Hit Kit Club, or go find my link and subscribe to me down below. I'd appreciate that too. We love having you here, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.